Mango and Alex were a happily married couple living in England. Mango, a tall blonde and very pretty young female, worked from home as a horror writer. She would write a tale, narrate the tale, and post it on a well-known video site. She got many people liking her videos and got many comments on her videos as well. One of her friends, Horror, always told her it was a shame she didn't live in Hollywood. Maybe she could push one of her tales into a movie. Mango loved the fact that her friend thought very highly of her talent. She joined a simple chat room a few weeks later that Horror ran, a place where horror nerds could mingle, talk of actors and directors, and horror movies in general. Mango loved this chat room. It always gave her new ideas, but that day all the horror nerds seemed to pair up and do private video chats. Mango was left all alone. Even her friend was off with her boyfriend. Horror was here in the UK and her boyfriend was not. Mango leaned back and groaned. Ugh. She needed new inspiration. Her eyes quickly flickered to a zombie flick which her husband treasured. According to Horror, it was a rare piece of film, and Mango decided to watch it. She placed the disc in the DVD player and heard the ding that someone else came into the chat room. She bounded over to her computer. Ben Clovis. She had seen the name before, but she never talked to him. He caught her in a chat before she could log off.
Hey, Miss Mango. I love your videos,
said his message. She may have not been a miss anymore, but it was still sweet. She replied with a thank you and a smiley face.
Your voice is really sexy.
Mango was stunned. But according to Horror, there were weirder fetishes than that. Before she could reply, he sent another message.
Love to hear you scream for help as my dick chokes you.
Mango turned her computer off. What the hell? She knew that chat room had people who would randomly want to roleplay, but roleplay rape? Horror had rules. Horror was who she was going to call. Horror picked the phone up. Oh, you know that Benedict can't stay on cam long. Oh, and I'm sorry, but I think you have a creep in your chat room, said Mango, worry-lacing her words. He said he wanted to hear me scream for help as his penis choked me. Horror was silent on the other end, but Mango could hear her saying goodbye to Benedict. What was his username? Ben Clovis. Ben Clovis? Girl, there ain't no one named Ben Clovis in the chat room. He could have signed off. Girl, I think you misunderstood me. There has been no one named Ben Clovis in the entire records of the chat room. No one. Mango allowed a serious look to come over her face. She could have sworn she saw the name before. A different chat room? A fan from a popular video site? They hung up and Mango tried to shake Ben Clovis from her mind. Her mind was cleared up pretty fast when Alex came home early complaining of a headache. Mango hated headaches and hated them when Alex had them. She kissed his head. I'll get some tea. Mango pressed her long green coat to her body and sighed. It was a typical foggy day. Fog always brought the nuts out. Even the beauty of England had creeps, murders, gangs, and rapists. You just had to know where not to go.
Mango! Mango! Mango!
Mango covered her ears. The voices, they kept coming and coming, closer, far away, close, far away, like an echo inside of her ears. Who's there? She cried.
I've been watching you for a long time, fantasizing about you. When I do try to talk to you, you block me or call me a creep.
Mango fell to her knees and cried. She was scared. The voice was coming from all around her.
When I do get to talk to you, you always bring up Alex. Alex. Well, I'm here to take you away from Alex.
Mango screamed and pulled out her blonde hair. No! Please! She felt a rag placed to her nose and mouth and fell to the street. She came to in a dungeon of some sort. Mango was only in her bra and panties, nothing else. Many doors lined the hallway she was being dragged down. Many women were scratching at the door, screaming for help. She was thrusted into a cell-like room, a soft dirt floor and 4 rocky walls. A cot was on one side. The man, he put a collar on Mango and a leash on the collar. Mango sighed and fought back hot tears. She knew scratching at the doors would bring nothing except for bloody hands. "Who are you?" she screamed. Venom laced her words. She was cold, confused, and scared. It took 3 days for Mango to see any light at all, and the light was the dim light of the dungeon's hallway. She hadn't eaten, moved, had a drink, or anything for 3 days.
You hungry?
He wore a black motorcycle helmet. Mango nodded slowly and watched as the man grabbed her leash. She followed him until he spun around, pissed off.
On your hands and feet, you animal!
He had slapped her. Mango fell to her knees and cried. Why was this happening to her? Mango buried her face in her hands and sobbed. The man kneeled down and cupped her face.
Don't cry, slut. Would you like to watch Daddy in action? Of course you would.
He grabbed her by the hair and dragged her into another cell. This new cell was bigger, but had the same stone walls and dirt floors. Instead of a cot, there was a wooden table. Cowering in the corner was Horror, bruised, covered in scabs, and scared. He leashed Mango and unleashed Horror, hoisting her over his shoulder. He bent her over the table, yanking her panties off. Mango watched as Horror clawed the table and stone walls, her nails flipping off and out of the nail beds. No! 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 Mango cringed as she watched the masked man enter Horror, violating her, making her bleed. The searing pain made Horror writhe and scream. Mango couldn't take any more of this horrible show, and she started to scream at the man to stop. He slowed and watched Mango as she screamed and cried, writhing in the dirt. Horror was then able to kick a leg back and ding dong! Her foot met with his ball sack. He growled, not at Mango, but at Horror. He began to bash her head in on the wooden table, allowing her limp, dead body to fall to the dirty ground. He pulled his pants back up.
You! You made me kill my anal doll! Now she won't scream or move or give my dick warmth.
Mango prayed he didn't decide to make her his new anal doll. The masked man shook his head no and grabbed Mango's hair.
I know what to do with noisy bitches. Get ready for the barrel.
The barrel? What was that? Some sick fetish device? He dragged her down the hall and into another cell. No lights, no cot, no door, no table. Just a shallow grave and a blue waste barrel. He stuffed Mango into the barrel and closed the lid. There were no holes in the barrel, so there was no way he could sexually assault her. She felt him toss the barrel into the shallow grave. Help! Please! I won't tell anyone about this! Please! Let me out! Let me out! Please! Can anyone hear me? He began to fill the grave back up. Her pounding became harder and harder, and her screams were heard less and less, until finally there was no pounding and no screams.